Hello. Hey, Facebook. Sorry I'm like 2 minutes late, but I'm here and it is Tuesday. So, welcome to the Coach's Corner. I am Brittany Dent, the Teen Choice Coach, and I specialize in helping teenagers and parents of teenagers make the best choices about their academics, health, and relationships. So, I'm glad to be here today. I have something important to share with you today. I have a story to tell you, which is kind of funny, that I'll share in just a few moments as well. But I do want you to go ahead and click the three little buttons at the top of this video and click subscribe, so you can subscribe to these videos so that you'll get a notification every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern when I'm about to go live, so you don't miss anything or have to try to go back and watch it later. However, if you can't watch it live, then you can watch the replay and just leave a comment. Let me know you watched the replay, what you learned from it, any comments you have to add to it. We want to help as many people in this community and help as many families as possible. And then also at the bottom of your screen, you can click the share button. Okay, so share these videos with your friends and family. Share my Facebook page with your friends and family. Like I said, I want to help as many families and teenagers as possible. Okay, so today's topic is about family, which I just talked about families, helping different families, but I want to talk about family and how important your family is to your teenager, okay? And not just your household family, but also your extended family, your church family, friends that have become family, that community or village, and how important that is for your teenager, okay? So this past weekend, I went to Georgia to see my baby nephew. He was born on last week, and he's doing healthy, and mom as well. And so it takes sometimes, I always talk about sacrifice of time, money, and energy to do the things that you need to do, right? And so we sacrifice, and we're just so joyful to be able to go down and see my new baby nephew and just spend time with the family. I have 3 nieces there as well, and then my brother-in-law and sister-in-law are amazing. And so just that time with family was so important and just so energizing and such a blessing to be able to have. Now, also this past weekend, or actually the beginning of this week, on Sunday, I was able to experience something pretty emotional for one, and pretty interesting, okay? I go to a predominantly black congregation or church in North Carolina, and there's a church in town, like our sister congregation, so to speak, which is predominantly white. And so last year we had a joint worship service together, which was historic because the city that this church is in, or that they're both in, has a huge history of racial discrimination and segregation. And we know even in North Carolina, period, Sunday morning is the most segregated time there is. And so we decided to worship together, right? So we had Democrats, Republicans, rich, poor, young, old, different people worshiping together. And even we had Spanish speakers who don't speak English, and so we were able to sing a hymn in Spanish, which was fun for me. We had those who were hearing impaired, and so we had an interpreter there doing sign language. And so just that church family is family as well, but they were all different from the people that we're normally around, but it was just a great experience, okay? And so from both of those experiences, and I'll tell you my story, funny story in just a minute, with family, you're able to gain cultural experiences, you're able to get networking opportunities, and you're able to have someone that has your back, even if it's not mom and dad, but the family that God has given you, or the family that you create, can help you with those cultural experiences, the networking opportunities, and even with just being there for you when you need someone. And that's why it's so important for teenagers to have those family bonds, right? Sometimes as a teenager, they feel or get more distant from their family, and so you have to try to bring them back in and expose them to different situations and expose them to different experiences with family, okay? Biological and other families as well. And so a funny story and a good reason why you want to do this is because, for one, when I was growing up, I had family in Robeson County, North Carolina, which was a couple hours from where I grew up from in Johnson County. And one of those cousins she was a girl my age, and so my mom would take us to visit my cousin and my aunts and uncles, that sort of thing. And so I knew this cousin, and like I said, we were close in age. And so I ended up going to UNC Greensboro for college, and she ended up going to A&T, which are both in the same town. And so we would communicate and get together and try to, bond and get to know each other. And so one day she decided that she would come over to my dorm at UNCG, and we would spend the day together, just bonding, hanging out, getting to know each other a little bit better. So when she came, I lived in the Quad. So if you went to UNCG or anything like that, the Quad in the center of campus. And she came to my dorm room and she said that it looked so familiar, and that she had a cousin who she thought lived in the same dorm room in the same hallway. So of course I had to ask who was the cousin, what's his name, who's he related to, is he my cousin as well? And she told me his name, and I was like, yeah, I know him, he lives 2 doors down from me. And she was like, no way, show me a picture of this guy. Of course, this was like I was just getting on Facebook. So I pulled up his Facebook and showed her, and she was like, yeah, that's our cousin. And I was like, OMG. That's oh my goodness for slang. Okay. OMG. Like, my cousin lives 2 doors down from me here in college. And a lot of people go to college to get their MRS degree, to get married. So I was like, I really could have married my cousin. Like, I see him every day. And I didn't even know that he was my cousin. So that's what you don't want to happen to your teenager, right? They go off to college and marry their cousin because you haven't spent time with your family. But that's just a funny little story that I like to tell. But family is important regardless, whether it's church family, your community, or your extended family. Family is important in so many different ways. And so I do have a group coaching program coming up in a few weeks. So I want you to stay tuned for that, or stay on the lookout for that. And part of that, I have 2 parts that relate to family. One is called I Got Your Back, which talks about being an advocate for your teenager in school or different situations. And then the other part is about family bonds and traditions and ways to bridge the gap between family members and siblings and extended family and all of that. Okay, so make sure that you're exposing your teenager to their family, different sides of their family, different people, so that they can gain those cultural experiences, those networking opportunities, and that support and bond from those different family members. Okay, and I think it was Desmond Tutu who said that your family is God's gift to you and you're a gift to them. Okay, so I know these teenage years might be crazy, and I know you might be busy, not spending time with family or even with your teen, but they're a gift, and your whole family is a gift. So you want to encourage those family bonds as much as possible. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in to the Coach's Corner. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share this video, and make sure you leave me a comment to let me know you watched the replay if you weren't able to join us live. All right, so I will talk to you again next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at the Coach's Corner. Bye bye.